In 4A and 5A, Monarch and Denver South. Congratulations on tremendous seasons to Valor and Cherokee Trail. Congratulations as well in 5A for marvelous campaigns, and really congratulations to everybody who participated this year in the state championship tournament. I always take a few moments at this time to reflect back on what I remember and recall from high school football, and it's amazing. I can recall. I'm 49. I can remember individual plays that took place, not just games as a whole. And the reason I always point that out to all you guys out here, to the young men that perhaps are playing their final game in high school, maybe their final game ever, these are truly, and I know your coaches tell you this, and maybe mom or dad passes this along, these are memories for a lifetime. And also how special it'll be to play out here where the Broncos call home. My closest friends to this day are guys that I played high school football with. So when you look at each other and all the time in the weight room and all the time knocking the you-know-what out of each other on practice fields that probably date back to when you were in, the Arapahoe Youth League or Pop Warner or whatever levels you started at, and you're still playing together, still lifting together, still sweating and crying together. Trust me, you will remember moments like these for the rest of your life. And there are going to be a lot of impactful things that happen in all your lives. And it's amazing that 20, 30, 40 years down the road, you're going to remember individual plays and tackles made, tackles missed, runs made, a guy you thought you could have missed and he tripped you up, that sort of thing. So it is truly a special time, and you're all to be commended for having wonderful seasons and wonderful careers. We at Root Sports are very proud to participate and have a small part in Championship Saturday. We've done this several times over the last number of years. It's special to us. This is a very important endeavor for us at Root Sports because this is our community. This is where we live. And yeah, we do Rockies baseball every day during the summer, and that's Major League Baseball and a lot of money and that sort of thing. But at some point in time, all those guys that we watch, whether it play on Sunday afternoon in a Denver Bronco uniform or for us during the season with the Broncos, they started somewhere, and they started most likely playing in high school. So this is really important to us as well. Not going to preach to you. We have a lot of things to do, and we want to hear from the coaches most importantly. So right now I'd like to bring up Harry Waterman from CHSAA, Assistant Commissioner. He has a few things to say, and we'll get rolling from there. But congratulations first and foremost.
Thank you, Drew. Appreciate that. First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody to the State CHSAA Football Championships for 2012, and we're very excited. I'd like to congratulate all the teams that are here. I'd like to begin with thanking some important people that have helped to make this possible for us, and that starts with Sports Authority Field and some of those that are instrumental there. Mac Freeman. Mac, will you raise your hand back here, please? Thank you. John Applegate from Sports Authority. Where are you at, John? Where'd you go? Way in the back. Okay, also President and CEO of the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame, Tom Lawrence. All of their sponsors, as well as CHSAA TV and those helping there in the back. Appreciate your help. And Root Sports. Very excited. Without all of those people and these partnerships, this wouldn't be able to come together like it does. So first of all, I'd like to give a little appreciation to all of those folks, please. Very pleased to announce that this year, both the 4A and 5A game will be televised live, with the 4A going off at 11 o'clock on Saturday, followed by a 2:30 5A start. So that's an exciting time. And on Saturday will be our 8th annual championships here at Mile High. And so I'm very pleased to announce that for the first time in those 8 years, we're going to actually have some decent weather. So last year, if you recall, we were watching snowplows right up till game time, clear that field so that we could get out and play. I don't know that the bench heaters will be necessary this year. So Very fortunate to have great weather. I anticipate with the 60-plus degree weather, great crowds out there this weekend. So get your communities riled up and bring them out. I think they're going to get to see some great football. I'd like to congratulate all of our 4 teams here from Denver South and Monarch in the 4A division and Cherokee Trail and Valor here in 5A, as well as all of the players and fans and parents and everybody who's put in a lot of time and effort to get you to where you are today. So I want to say that there's 57 other schools around the state in the 4A and 5A class that would love to be sitting here today. So you've earned it. So congratulations to you. I'd like you to just think about this, and Drew made some great comments. Embrace this opportunity. So many people will never get this opportunity to be in your shoes, so there'll be great memories that you will take on with you for the rest of your life. So take advantage of that this weekend and take it all in. And we'll expect 2 fantastic games on Saturday, and I want to wish you all the best of luck. Okay? Thank you.
Harry, thanks. Spent my whole career going like moving a microphone down whenever I step up to a podium. It's a joke. You can all laugh. There you go. Next, I'd like to bring up a guy we just introduced, the CEO of the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame, Tom Lawrence. Tom?
I usually have to raise the microphone after Drew. So. The Colorado Sports Hall of Fame been around for 49 years, and the reason we're involved and got involved was about 9 years ago. Mac Freeman came to me and said the Denver Broncos wanted to host the high school championship games at what was then Invesco Field, and our board of directors took it upon themselves to take a look at, make this thing. Make it real and make it viable, and so we needed to go out and get sponsors, and so wouldn't be happening without people like Gatorade and King Soopers and AT&T Mobility, Wells Fargo, the Denver Post. Without those sponsors underwriting the event, we couldn't do it here. But more importantly, the Denver Broncos really make this happen. They make it affordable. It's something they wanted to do to give back to this community. It's part of our mission to give back and support youth sports. And it's a pleasure. It's a labor of love for me, growing up in Colorado, for our organization. I know it is for the Denver Broncos, for Mac and Joe. And if Joe Ellis is in the back of the room, if Joe, you raise your hand, and we'll, so it's something that you guys will remember the rest of your life, as everybody else has been saying up here. But again, thanks for being here. Have a great time, and we'll see you on Saturday.
All right, it's time for the media to get some questions to our coaches. First up, I'd like to bring Monarch's head coach Phil Bravo up and talk a little bit about your team. Actually, you know what? Yeah, come on up. We'll do it that way. That'll be easier. I would ask all the coaches one thing. When we hear a question from the audience, sometimes it's not picked up as well. So if you could just repeat the question, that'd be great. Phil, thanks.
Thank you. Well, just like to thank you for hosting this today. This is a great event for all these young men and coaches to be involved in. I'd like to thank Dr. Jerry Anderson from Monarch High School, and she's our building principal, and Lonnie Nobles, our athletic director, for all the behind-the-scene work that they do to make this a special day. And Monarch is very proud to represent our side of the bracket, and we have just an incredible opponent in Denver South. You guys are really, really good, and we're very proud and honored and humbled to play you guys. So thank you. Questions? Perfect. Have a great afternoon.
Coach, I'm not shy. In terms of your program this year, are you going into the season, what kind of goals did you set, and at what point did you realize being here was
So the question was goals and then being feasible to get to this game. Personally, as a staff, we always look at team chemistry as one of the major components in our programs to see whether we have that viable bit of unity to get us there. And believe it or not, our district AD hooked us to play Montrose at Montrose. It was a 6.5-hour trip, and it just seemed that game for our team, we really bonded and really unified. And the team chemistry started to develop from that point on. And I thought at that point we really felt we had a chance. And as the season prolonged and started to move through, that chemistry just continued to develop. And that's an essential part of any team that's here today is development of that team chemistry.
I was wondering, on the season, you have under 350 pass yards, and South's passes have been fantastic the last couple of games. Are you concerned at all about the one-dimensionalness of your team?
No, I mean, we're really not. And the question was, are we concerned about being a run-oriented offense as opposed to a passing offense? And we're not. We pass in opportune moments, and we try to take advantage of certain things that our opponents give us, but we're just hopeful that we can continue to move the ball in the way that we have, and if we can't, then we'll have to move into different facets of our offense. Thanks.
Coach, in light of that question, with seemingly everybody this side of Andy Lowry at Columbine and yourselves going to spread looks, that sort of thing, how have you stayed with the staple of the running game philosophically? Where did that begin?
So the question was, not changing over to to a spread offense and to a two-back system. Well, we feel comfortable with it. I think that's one thing. And when you feel comfortable teaching one thing to your kids, I think you stay with that. And we're pretty balanced. I mean, we run left and right almost equivalently, so I think we're okay in that sense.
Coach, you guys have been running the ball a lot. South's been very good for running the ball a lot. Kind of expecting about 3 possessions and a half game on Saturday.
Oh, boy, I don't know. I mean, we're still in progress on trying to figure out how to move the ball and defend them. So if you ask me that Friday, I might have a better answer to your question. But honestly, we'll just have to wait and see how the tempo of the game begins.
Other questions for Coach Bravo? In terms of one last one for me.
Yeah.
In terms of playing in such a big venue, a special venue, a venue that I'm sure all your kids watch, at least every other Sunday afternoon, how will you control the level of emotion and that sort of thing, especially early on?
The question was controlling the emotion of having our team play in such a magnificent stadium. I think early on in the game, I think it will have a factor, but once the whistle blows, I don't anticipate any type of anxiety build up for our players. Having this conference really helps, I think, get through the nervousness and the emotional part of it. But when the whistle blows, it's football. It's just back to football. So the question was, I believe, are we secretly planning to throw it 60 times? Well, maybe in early outs, warm-ups, but that would be about it.
Anything else for Coach?
Paul?
You know this one, 98. How many times has Monarch and South met?
I don't think we've ever met. This will be the question was, how many times have Monarch and South met, and this will be our inaugural game. It'll be fun. Again, thank you very much for putting this on for these boys. This is just an incredible event. And Harry, thank you for all the work that you do behind the scenes. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
I'd like to bring up now from Denver South, Tony Lindsay, Sr. And as Tony, as I congratulate you on a terrific season, I'll ask the first question. It's a pretty natural one. Representing the DPS, how big a sense of pride is that for you?
I can say it even before I answer that one. I have to just, I want to thank God just for all of us being here. He's an awesome God, okay? So with that being said, you know, I started when the DPS was at its peak back in, 89, 90. We were strong then. They had took state, and now I've been through the drought, the drought of it. And to be here now, it's just awesome. I mean, just getting here, not even playing the game, you know, and to watch our schools and our leagues and just the older people, people who've been to the South, and just everyone in the city, you know, it just an uplift, you know. And so with that being said, man, I just thank God again. You know, of course, they better be. They better be. You know, that's an interesting question with you. He did ask, do I think I have the Denver Public Schools, you know, behind us? Yes, they are. We've been through a lot. You know, we went from all being 5A to all the way down to 3A now, so we don't even see each other anymore. Back in the day, you know, that's back there with me. Even going to the playoffs, you know, the whole league would come. Everybody would come. The cheerleaders would come, and, you know, at the games of whoever was in the playoffs. And, you know, we forgot how to do that. That's what's forgotten. We haven't been there in so long that you don't even see that no more. You know, it took that last game that we were at in Colorado Springs. I never do look up, and I happened to look up, and that was amazing just to see that they traveled, you know, to Colorado Springs. You know, that's huge for us, y'all. If you ever look in our stands, you know, any of the teams play in games, you'll see you can almost count them on your hands. So to see that was awesome, and maybe we can start that same thing that was going on back in the day, back now, you know, and show our schools how to have that pride and spirit and get in behind each other. Be as one.
Coach, you had 17 guys starting the program a few years back. When you look at it now, what does it mean to you to be able to send at least that many through the football program on college?
What he said that when I first started, we had 17 guys, and now, you know, for me to look back and see, we've sent more than that going through college right now, and I look back and that's awesome too. You know, that was my goal. You know, it's one thing to go into a program that's there and they have stuff there and you can work with it. It's another thing to go in and just build your own. You know, you build it, and that's just what happened with me there. I wouldn't have had it no other way. I think that's awesome too. You know. As far as what now?
Clock management goes.
You know, or he wanted to know if, you know, with the running game of both teams, the clock management. My clock management is run as many times as I can. That's my management, to get the plays in and try to score.
I have a question, Coach. Not to embarrass you or your son, but what kind of dynamic is it? I'm sure interesting at times to coach your son.
Oh, first of all, I think you're talking about my nephew.
Your nephew. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Your nephew. Yes.
I coached all my sons. I have 4 sons that's been there through here and, went to college and everything. And it wasn't nothing to coach my nephew coming through because he's my son too. And it was awesome to coach him. As a coach, that when you're coaching your sons, they take it. They take it, you give it to them just because of what people say, just because that's why they're doing that. So you tend to, as a coach and a father, as an uncle, to really ride them. Ride them more than else. So that's the one thing you have to really, really watch out for is just riding them. And then on the other end, you do have to ride them if you want them to go on. If you want them to succeed and go on and go through college and whatever happens after that, you have to ride them like that. But it's been amazing to coach him. I'm sorry that he wasn't able to finish the season off. He's an awesome young man and an awesome football player, and he's going to do well in college. I told them when he went down that I had a team, and I still have that team, and we're here right now. It was just sad that happened. It's unfortunate. You don't want nothing like that to happen to any of the kids, but my kids worked so hard. We were going to be here anyway.
Coach, the lack of line play has hurt the city over the years. How would you understand that?
Could you repeat that again?
Over the years, the lack of line play was a problem for city teams across the board. It isn't for you guys. Tell us how it's evolved and gotten better.
Okay, lack of line play in our league is what was has been killing us. We've had a lot of specialists, good quarterbacks, receivers, DBs, but our lines were really, really lacking. And I can tell you this again, I truly don't know where they came from. No, I'm serious. They came every year. I would get 1 or 2, and we're starting to get in line here, and over the 5 years, I end up like 14 linemen, and I truly don't know where they came from. At South, we don't have feeder program around there. There's not no feeder, and so they came 2 and 3 at a time. I just checked into the school, didn't know them, and that's the truth. See, all of them is real interesting because, you get coaches that, come to the games and stuff and from the little league teams, and a lot of them don't even know, like, where'd you get that guy? Where'd this guy come from? They just came. They just came. And then I have my line now, and they're huge, and I have a good line coach and good coaches. And they came, and that's just another aspect that we learn how to do is coach up our line now. And so that's why our team is here. It's because of that line play.
Oh, you started this program with your family, and you're coaching up with all your sons. What's it like in your household? You're with all your boys helping your team coach your family.
At first, it was, you thought about, oh, dang, we're out here. We wanted to be as a family anyway and go and coach, and it was real cool at first couple of years. And now they're just like, they're my sons out there, but they're coaches. They're just, I don't think of them as, no, this is coach, go handle your business. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really a father-son thing out there on the field, with the kids and coaching them. Everybody has their own, they're very strong-willed guys,
How about just specifics in South, just their economic state titles? What would be in the high school?
1958, we have a huge alumni at South, and they're there every day because they have an alumni room down there that they just take care of. It's better than the school, so, oh, yeah, they do. So, it's you can go down there and see where the pride was there at that time at South, and it's been a lot of years. And, I talk about the crowd that came up to Colorado Springs last week. That's who you saw up there. You saw some 80 and 90-year-old people up there. There were alumni, even some. There's several of them that played in that game, the championship game, and so it's a lot of pride going through that school and with everything going on at South right now. And it was 58, yes. It's been, the guy, it's 54 years ago since they did. And as far as, like, everybody knows now, our DPS school, we haven't been since 89. That's like 22 years. So we're kind of representing everything, the whole city.
Coach, after your first round playoff loss a year ago, how soon after that, when you walked around and looked at all the guys you had on the roster coming back, how soon after that do you think this was possible?
What he asked was last year after our first round loss, after looking at the guys we had on the roster, where we were going to be right now. And I already knew, last year that we were going to be good. And because I only lost, I lost 12 seniors, but I lost 4 real good players, and everyone else I was intact. So I was smiling about it the whole time. Said, we lost, you guys played a good game, but we got this, so.
Anything else for Coach?
Coach has the help of Pete Williams.
Pete, go run around here about 7 times. Pete's fine. Pete has drama issues sometimes. I love him though.
Can you talk about how he's been able to plug in back after back when one guy goes down and everyone seems to be successful?
You know what? We that's the one thing we do have in the city is we have those backs like that, and we do. I mean, you saw what Pete went down, and we put in another bruiser. And if he goes down, I got another one. We're blessed with those. But I like Pete. Anything else?
Coach, thank you.
Hey, thank you.
For your coach, Pete, I'll add one more thing. I have 3 boys. How old are you? 17. That's right. You heal fast when you're 17. Good deal. Well, good luck to both Monarch and Denver South. We move on to the 5A championship. The visiting team will be Cherokee Trail, and we bring up now Monty Thielen. Monty?
Well, we'd certainly like to thank the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame for hosting us today, the Denver Broncos for putting on Championship Saturday. This is obviously a great event. From Cherokee Trail High School, we're really happy to be here. Our principal, Kim Rao, is here with us, along with our athletic director, Steve Carpenter, and our coaching staff and some of our players. We're just really excited to be a part of this and welcome the opportunity. Well, this is our first state championship game, and we're really excited to be here. It happens to fall on the 10th anniversary of the opening of our school, so that's exciting as well. It's easy to look back at the start of our school and having 450 students that first year, and now we're 2,000 students more than that, and it's exciting. It's great that a number of our alumni have been able to share the journey with us throughout the playoffs. And we're really excited at the opportunity that's coming up this Saturday for us. Yeah, so the question is how has our league schedule and the Cherry Creek League prepared us for the playoffs? I think that the Cherry Creek League is a very competitive football league, and we've played some real competitive teams, some good teams in the league and in our non-conference schedule, and it's prepared us, I think, very well. Obviously, Valor is a juggernaut, super program, and we're going to need to play very well, and we're looking forward to the opportunity.
Coach, what did you learn from your team, your program, the one loss you had against Creek this year?
The question was, what did we learn about our team and our program from our one loss? I think that you can learn a lot when you're challenged by a good team, and we certainly were that night against Cherokee Creek. We didn't play a great game, and one of the things I think we learned from that is that when you're playing a quality opponent, you need to be at your very best, and if you're not, you're going to come out on the short end. But our kids have showed a lot of resolve since then, and we've had a number of come from behind victories since then, and so it tested our resolve and probably brought us a little closer as a group of young men. And so the question was, did we talk about the state championship prior to the season with our kids? And you can come to our locker room, and inside each one of our lockers, our players have the 5 goals that we established for the season. And the one that we haven't accomplished yet that's on our list is to win the state championship. So it was one of our goals that we've had at Cherokee Trail for a number of years now. And we did see ourselves being able to come here, even though maybe a lot of people outside of our locker room did not.
You're from the northwest part of our country. It seems to be a coaching bastion up there. Who's been influential in your career?
Well, the question was, who's been influential in my career from my background. I don't know if too many people want to know too much about me personally, to be honest with you, but I'm from Montana. I'm proud to be from Montana. A number of our coaches are also from Montana. I grew up there and was influenced by a lot of really neat football coaches who had an impact on my life growing up, some of them with Colorado ties. My high school football coach, Tim Dennison, was a graduate of CSU and coached at CSU in the early 1980s. My college coach, Bob Petrino Sr., is an NAI Hall of Famer and definitely had an impact on me growing up and impacting my knowledge and my love for football.
So last week, Thunder Joe Johnson said they lost because they weren't prepared for Valor's speed on defense. What are you doing to prepare for that?
Well, we think that we can put a pretty fast scout team out there against us as well. And I think that our league, we face some fast defenses. Now, Valor takes it to a whole nother level, and we're going to have to play our very best against them. But their speed is legitimate, and hopefully our opponents in the past and our practice habits will prepare us to play our best on Saturday.
Coach, honestly, you have less than 1 sack per game. Consider all the housing pressure on Del Rio. I've been able to set up camp all year.
Well, they certainly protect the quarterback very well. Their offense is prolific, and I think we'll have our work cut out for us to pressure the passer. Hopefully we'll be successful at that. But I think we have some athleticism on our defensive line, and we'll just have to see how we match up with our opponent. But they're very good.
Any other questions for Coach?
I'd like to congratulate Coach Lindsay, Coach Bravo, Valor. This is a great event. We're looking forward to being a part of it. Thanks for having us.
Coach Thielen, thank you. And a finalist from 5A now, not a stranger to this podium, obviously, is Brent Wieselmeyer. Coach?
Thanks. We are very excited to be here, and again, we'd just like to thank the administration, our incredible parents, and our incredible kids that work so hard to get here. Also like to thank Mr. Bolin, Mr. Lawrence for putting this on. This is just such a special thing, as everyone has said, but especially just looking around all the different states. Not everybody gets to play in an NFL stadium for their state championship game. So we're just so blessed to do that, and glad to be back.
I'll start, Coach. Obviously, you go on the road, you go out of state. You also play Mullen, a much anticipated game this year. You start 0-2, which is foreign territory for your program, albeit very, very close football games. Similar question I had for Coach Thielen. What did you learn about your kids, and was it a shock at all to them? Because they haven't experienced much losing, most of your kids.
Yeah, the question was, what was it like starting 0-2? I wish I could say it was awesome. No, you know what? I think, again, when you look at what a lot of people say about this generation, they say they can't handle adversity. They're not very tough. They quit at everything. So proud of our kids for what they had to go through. Mullen really played great against us. And then, we had to hop out to all the way to Utah and play number 25 team in the country in Bingham, which was just there's a very physical group of football team in there, and it was a hard ride home. I think we got to the hotel about midnight, and after a long game, we got a little weather delayed, and there's a lot of tears in that. But I think in the same part too is what we found was we have a pretty resilient group, because the practice when we came right back on Monday was incredible. They were upbeat, they were ready to go, and I think, again, just try to improve every week since that. So I was really proud of our kids, and I thought they've done a great job just getting better each week in there, especially our young guys. I think in some aspects, yes, but I mean, there was a lot of holes last week too that we've had to correct. Probably our most complete game, no, but I think at the same part, our effort was fantastic. That was probably our highest graded out effort by the kids. They really came out to play, played very well as far as effort wise. We just had a couple critical mistakes in there. Well, I think each team is asking what's been different this year. I think each team is obviously different, just with its different chemistry aspects. As Coach Bravo said, I think team chemistry is number one, especially with a high school team. Last year we had a very unique situation where we had basically 20-something players that had all played varsity since their freshman year, just where we were our very first year in the school. So it was a little bit different dealing with that team. This year we have a lot of young guys that had to step into some roles. So it's been fun in that aspect where, it's maybe a little bit more of a jovial team. Last year's was a very business-like unit. They wanted to know what they had to do, and, let's go home and work on calculus. This group, they'll stay a little bit later after practice, I guess. But I think it's been an incredible ride, but I don't know if 5A necessarily has been different in there. Yeah, the question was how does Christian have all those or a few great runs his last couple of weeks? And I mean, the moves he learned from me. No, he did not. But no, I think again that's why football is such a great game. There's 10 other guys doing a great job in there. There's the coaches who spend a lot of time all week long and for months on end trying to get those right schemes prepared to put our guys in the best situation. But at the end of the day, when you can let someone go and they can win one-on-one battles, that's that's when you're going to have a great football team. So, really blessed, and a lot of it too. People don't understand with all the players, but I'd say especially Christian, his work ethic is off the chart. A lot of times with him, we need to slow him down. He's on vacation working out. I'll get pictures from his parents of him doing push-ups on the beach. We're gonna work on that this off season, but just incredible job, especially by the offensive line and by the scheme there. You learned one move from me, right? No, okay, all right. The question was to talk a little bit about the defense. I think first of all, one of also Coach's influence was Lou Holtz with the juggernaut. I think he's playing that up a little bit. I'll speak for both defenses. I think Cherokee Trail might have probably the best defense in the state, especially athletically running around. A lot of times when you do score a lot of points, offense gets a little bit of the look right away. But if you look at really where the heart and soul that team is, it's in your defense and how they're if they're going to get some stops. And if you look, we're really blessed. We have a 4-year starter, Stanley Gilbert, in the middle, and it makes it very difficult. Each week you better account for him, along with some outstanding Carlos Avilas at the edge, and some other seniors in there that have really stepped up. So. The defense has been big. I think it's given our offense some opportunities to get a little bit easier scores, some great field position. But again, at the end of the day, it's a team game. How would I stop? The question is, how would I stop Christian? I don't know. Probably give him a bad meal the night before. I think. I think the issue with Christian is just how many different things that he can do, and all the other players that complement him around him. Because there's been a lot of teams that have tried to shadow him or just stay with him, and other guys have stepped up around him. Luke presented some big issues the last few weeks of his ability to get out of some pressure, get us into the right play, and then our receivers have been outstanding. With Alex and Chaz and. Levi, Daryl. There's a lot of other weapons around, so I think that they all complement each other. I don't know. No, I think again, it's just you just got to figure out anytime as a coach, you got to figure out what you don't want to allow.
Anything else for Coach?
Great. Thank you.
Coach, thank you. Once again, congratulations, first and foremost, to all the young men, to the administrations, and the coaching staffs of these 4 outstanding schools. Remember, Saturday morning when you wake up, it's kind of unusual when you can wake up and know that what transpires a little bit later on in a day, you're going to remember for the rest of your life. Pretty neat stuff. Good luck to all of you. Thanks for being out here. Stay well, and good luck in your preparation the rest of the week.
Good luck, Mike. Good luck, Ray. Good to see you. Good to see you, man. We'll talk down the road. All right.